We've been gone again for a little bit of a hiatus here because I like to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And Nick likes to send me text messages when I'm at the doctor. But we are back today.
Yeah.
We're going to have a fun episode, but first, Nick's finishing the rest of my beer that is here at the shop. And what do you got, Nick?
I have a Shorts Brew Double Soft Parade, which, David, it tastes horrible. You don't want any of it. It's fantastic.
Thanks for helping.
All I do is help out David here, right? And then the other one I'm going to be having is a white chocolate blonde from Grand Armory Brewing out of Grand Haven. Really good brewery. I'm excited to try this and let David know how it tastes. So
excellent Michigan breweries.
Yeah.
And we're going to be kind of Michigan-centric today.
We are.
I am drinking Diet Snapple peach tea because it's also brewed. So we can technically be Bucks and Brews.
We are. Tea is definitely brewed. So for those that are watching, wondering what's happening, David kind of went out with a pretty big illness. Was told by doctors not to drink for a while. So he's respecting doctors' wishes, being a smart guy, and I'm drinking for the two of us. So it's like when my wife was pregnant, I'm drinking for the three of us. So, we'll still give you guys some feedback on some beers because we both still enjoy them. We like talking about that, and we hope that you guys get some fun new things to try from things that we're trying.
So not to plug things that are upcoming, but I'm going to plug things that are upcoming.
Yes.
We're going to have a young lady join us in hopefully a couple weeks to discuss how she was set up financially by her parents and taught great financial habits. I'm going to see if we can get some of our former players to join us and maybe see if Caitlin, Ashley, and Ariana are available.
Okay.
Since they can all weigh in on that.
I mean, Ariana, she sponsored us, so she definitely gets possibilities to be on our podcast. So
then Palmer's still going to talk about what it takes to open a restaurant.
Yep.
And I had something else, but my mind is not what it used to be, so it just kind of flew out.
I know. We're hoping to do an episode with vice president of a pretty large regional business that was around. He made his way all the way up to vice president of a furniture company, and so we're hoping to have that type of thing on.
We had another guy that reached out to us on our email.
Yeah.
And Nick and I are going to discuss the merits of having him on. I think we might have him on just to see what he has to say.
Yeah. I mean, hey, other people have knowledge that we don't have, or can put it in different words. Because, one thing that you and I have definitely learned is some people correlate with others, and get things different based on how they present it. So
very true.
It's my mom always said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? And
we're both pretty aggressive with what we say
sometimes, right? Today's episode is a very fun episode. David decided to do it out of the funniness. David's wife and myself got into a Facebook discussion that brought into more people about money and where it should go and things like that. So I'm very excited to talk about this because I'm passionate to tell people to shove it, and David's passionate to tell people to shove it. So
well, we've talked before about should minimum wage be $15 an hour.
We have,
and we had a nice fight during that conversation. I mean, we both see each other's side, but don't necessarily agree.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about the living wage, what it is, why it's important, and why it does not really follow minimum wage.
Correct. And why I have to keep telling people, my point of view on living wage. Mm-hmm. So we'll start it out, right? The topic and how it kind of came up was Jeff Bezos flew a rocket, which doesn't matter what it was shaped like. The fact is, it was millions of dollars designed into. Did you see the landing? Softest landing we've ever seen.
Into kind of space.
It was space. It literally went into space.
The top of the atmosphere.
You're welcome.
I'm just saying.
Doesn't matter. When's the last time we've sent a rocket up there, manned rocket up into space? Okay. So
The last one I think blew up.
Oh, maybe. I mean, but so the federal government said, "Hey, we're done funding it." Good for them, right? I give them only thing the damn government's ever not spent stupid money on. So right, a bunch of rich people decided, hey, this is important, and we're gonna throw our money at it. And so
throw money, they did.
They threw money like crazy, and I'm okay with it. So
George Hallis would be spinning in his grave.
Sick. The really cool thing is my birthday is July 20th. I was born in '88. We landed on the moon July 20th of 1969, and we went into space July 20th of 2021. So it was a really cool day for me, especially to be able to watch that. People are disappointed. So the basics behind it is, from my understanding, an 18-year-old kid bid on the third seat of this rocket flight, right? It went up for auction, and it happened to be won by a young teenage or an older teenage kid.
Yep.
And he spent $28 million on the bid. Last I seen, he backed out because he had prior obligations or some shit.
Not 28 million.
I think you still have to pay it, right? I don't know.
My prior obligation is I don't have $28 million worth.
Take a check. Yeah, go ahead and do this, but don't cash that for a while, okay? But 18-year-old has $28 million. I mean, it must be like a YouTube famous star or something, or
something.
Got mommy and daddy. It doesn't matter. It's not my. Again, I come from the point of view of it's not my money.
Yep.
I technically don't care what you do with it. You're not harming anybody, so at that point, I don't care, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
If it's harmful, sure, I'll give you my opinion, but you're not harming anybody in what you choose to do with your money. And then on the other side of it, right, people, I understand their side, right? They think that the $28 million could have gone towards, feeding the homeless, doing anything else in this world. And so it could have been better spent. But I personally don't think I get to tell people what better spent means or is.
What's your weekly beer budget?
$28 million.
Honestly, $20.
Now compared to what it used to, honestly, let's say weekly. If I'm going out, I'd say $50.
Okay,
$50
let's say $50.
Right?
Could you find somebody that could tell you that money is better spent elsewhere?
100%.
Did you find a lot of people?
Shit tons.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it's like the people that.
Do they get to tell you how to spend your money?
No, God no.
Okay.
And they can. Some people do.
Yeah.
And I just look
ignore
at
them because it's not their money. Yep.
It's like the people that say, if you quit smoking, one pack a day for however many years, you could have a Lamborghini. And then the person looks at him and goes, where the fuck's your Lamborghini? $28 million. Okay, so I was kind of doing the calculation, and Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire for the second time.
Really like his ex-wife.
Let's say she's single.
She is not.
$500 billion. I'm in. But so right so you do the math, and it's like 28 million. It's less. It would equate to what you and I would see as $1,000. Mm-hmm. Right, 28 million to him is $1,000. $1,000 to go to space, to do anything. I don't know, to live like this huge dream for $1,000. I'm
probably
gonna go do that, right? And then people are pissed because you can't ever spend that money. It's not my money to spend. I don't care if he spends it or saves it. Hoard it, do what you want. You watch all these movies about Scrooge McDuck or what's A Christmas Story or A Christmas Carol.
Scrooge.
No, yeah.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah. Right, but he's he changes his mind later in life. I should have done this. it starts giving it away. But the fact is, money to me in America by poor people is portrayed as a negative.
Mm-hmm.
By rich people is portrayed as a tool or just something, right? Like it's nothing to them. If you have $1 trillion, it's nothing. There's nothing in life that you can do or can't do because of money.
But don't you think that's kind of a conclusion to the system that we've now built over the last 30, 40 years?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, poor people used to have that opportunity to not be poor anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that opportunity has really been tightened. It's much harder for a poor person to gain generational wealth now than it was 30 years ago.
I would agree. Generational wealth wise, like, is it harder? Yes, right. I mean, especially with again, being a real estate guy, housing. Like, I'm the first to admit, even 10 years ago. Okay, so, and it's still possible. I watched a friend go from 0 4 years ago to surpassing me by I'm talking stupid amount of property, stupid amount of income. Like, he doesn't listen or whatever, but I mean, we're talking, he's making $100,000 a month, right? People are like, no, and I'm like this dude is making $1.2 million a year off of real estate. Like, yes, it's possible. He understood the system. He grinded. He's doing it, right?
And again, we're talking, it happens.
Yes.
It's just much more difficult.
Yes. Right? Like,
because let's say I was going to get into that right now.
Yep.
You know how many things are on my plate. And let's even take out my illness from this equation. You think I'm making that kind of money?
Not right away.
You think I'm making half of that money?
If you devote time and if you devote the same amount of time that he did, yes.
Yeah, but do I have that time to give, and am I going to do that?
Do you have it? Yes. Are you willing to? No. Right? And
correct.
Like, you and I have different priorities, right? And that's the thing. Like, people, and that's the thing. Like, people don't understand. Oh, well, I have a kid and I have this, and again, that's your priority. Like, if your priority is money, sure. Poor people that's so sad that that's what you prioritize. Like, why? Like, that's what gets them out of bed like, who am I to care what gets you motivated? If it's money, if it's your family, it's whatever. Like, I'm not in his spot because I didn't devote that. I'm not jealous of him. I'm very happy for him. Like, Bezos, right? Like, he started a business selling books online as nothing. Sure, probably begged, borrowed, and stole, like, friends to help him out, wrap books up and sell them, and it took off. And then, the top people, got higher and stuff like that. But,
well, and you look at the things that bring us joy. So, I coach. We've talked about this many times. Yep. You've seen me. I don't leave a field until everybody else has left. I'm there probably 30, 45 minutes after everybody's left.
Yeah, first in, last out.
And so we show up to the game the other day. 3 or 4 girls are beating me, which, they do that up there because I'm an assistant, so I don't worry about being there an hour and a half early.
Yeah.
But we hit the top of the 3rd inning, and I look at Dawn because she drove, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to go soon. I can't be here much longer. I'm out.
You're whooped, yep.
I'm just so tired. I don't have the energy, and I knew, we got a 40-minute drive back home that I don't want to fall asleep on. And then, I still have some things to do at home, like take 800 pills. So we left, and that doesn't happen with me. I don't leave games, okay? So, again, we look at priorities. So she has told every doctor I've seen this week, which I've seen 3 now, yeah, he asked to leave the softball game. That's never happened. And they're like, yeah, he's definitely not feeling well.
Yeah.
Because, again, that gets me out of bed in the morning.
Yep.
We look at those things that give you passion, give you, juice to go do things. I have not worked at break room therapy in 2+ months.
Yeah. Well, you did a couple minutes ago.
Well, yeah, for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'd say.
But I haven't worked more than 30 minutes combined in the last 2.5 months.
Right.
Because I don't have that kind of energy right now. I mean, I'm taking 2 naps a day.
Yeah. Well, that's, and so that, I guess that's like my side of things for way people spend money is it's not mine to spend. It's really, whatever. Again, it's not a harmful thing that they're fronting money for. It's like me being against Susan G. Komen because I don't have breast cancer.
Right.
So you shouldn't support that, but supporting, the national or the Nathan's hot dog eating competition because, I mean, Joey Chestnut's just a badass, right? Like,
And you like hot dogs.
right, I'm going to throw my money towards that. Like, I don't get, like, they're both causes, and again, one I care about, the other one, it's whatever. Like, granted, I care about that, but I'm just trying to give analogies of things. But, so like with you, right? Like, you would give money to the Humane Society
Absolutely.
over giving money to, let's say, child's diabetes.
Yep.
Right? And I would choose child's diabetes over the Humane Society all day because to me they're pets, the other one's human, and you're like, yeah, but, and so it's really like our passions are completely different when it comes to that.
In so many ways. I mean, we agree on so many things, but disagree on so many other things.
so many.
You look at just teams we support.
Yep.
I'm a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
You're a Tigers fan.
I'm a Tigers fan.
I don't hate the Tigers.
Yeah.
You don't hate the Cubs.
No.
We just don't care.
Yeah, let's say.
I'm a Bears fan. You're a Lions fan. We hate the other teams.
Yeah, it's true.
And honestly, I hate every other team. It's not just the Lions. I hate every
team.
I hate
out
the Packers. I hate the Cardinals.
Yep.
I hate the Rams. I hate them all.
The Cowboys, they can go. It's like all of them. It's like that's.
Even when it comes to money, we don't always agree. We don't agree on the minimum wage.
We don't.
I think it should be higher than what it is. You think it's perfectly fine where it is. They should make their own fortune.
That's true. When it comes to living wage, I think it's America's fault.
Absolutely.
I think it's Americans in general.
100%.
Right. We talk about inflation, but we're the ones causing it, in my eyes, in my opinion. Right. We talked about it in one of the episodes where it's, you look at a truck 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and you could buy a brand new truck for, $16,000. Now, good luck finding a truck for less than 60.
Exactly.
Right. I mean,
it doesn't exist.
But because people are willing to pay it,
mm-hmm.
they're willing to keep raising the price for it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's what happens. If you're willing to pay it, they're going to raise the price.
100%.
Everybody says, this is the one that pisses me off the most, okay? Yep. Everybody says, well, if you raise the minimum wage, prices are going to go up. Okay, prices go up no matter what.
Yep.
Inflation works into that. Supply and demand works into that. And I'm sorry, I think you could sell a hot dog for $1.50 and make a nice profit.
A huge profit.
But you could sell it for $4.50 and also make a really nice profit.
A way bigger profit.
And they're going to pay $4.50 for it.
Have you ever gone to a baseball game and eaten a hot dog?
Absolutely.
I've gone to a baseball game and eaten a hot dog.
How many hot dogs did you buy at 10-cent hot dog night?
I've gone one time and I don't think I bought a single hot dog.
I bought 10 hot dogs at that night, and I was giving hot dogs away to people because I paid $1 for 10.
Right. They say I don't wait in line that long. At 10, we have a 10-cent hot dog night at our small local baseball club or whatever.
A-ball.
The lines are just huge, and I think they limit you. I'm not sure.
I think they limit you to 10.
Right, but yeah, and I'm a big dude in the first place, so right, it's normal for me to just get 10 hot dogs. So, yeah. But you got women that are bringing purses and filling those to bring them home, and it's a crazy night. So, but you look at we talk about quality and stuff like that, right? So when it comes to hot dogs,
mm-hmm.
I'll eat a bar ass hot dog.
You will. We have.
100%. Like, it is. Granted, they used to be 79 cents. I think now they're 99 cents for a pack of hot dogs.
Yeah.
Where we could eat Ballpark Franks and
pay $2.99.
Yeah, say on special they're 2 for $3.
Or Nathan's and pay $4.50 like I did when I ate hot dogs.
Yep, let's say.
And hot dogs.
Are you not eating hot dogs?
I'm not eating. Dude, I'm barely eating.
Hmm.
I've eaten more salads this week than I've eaten any kind of food in the last month.
Yeah, let's say that's but
I'm looking svelte. If I put this up, I'm down to 290.
There you go.
I've lost 35 pounds in 6 weeks. This is not the diet you people want to go on.
Yeah, I know. I say, but.
So let's talk a little bit living wage.
Yep.
So we all have a friend with no kids, right?
We all have friends with no kids.
So I just want to talk about our county. We live in Kent County.
Do.
Okay. So I got a great wage calculator out there. Will tell us, what people should be making. So of course, minimum wage in Michigan is $6.95. It is.
Is it?
Sorry, $9.65.
I was like, I think it's more than that.
My brain does not work well. I've told you.
$9.65.
Poverty wage is $6.13.
Okay.
Which poverty wage means you're probably living in commission.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in poverty. Living wage, no kids, one person, $14.11.
Okay.
Now, if you look at jobs right now, there are tons of jobs hiring for anywhere from 12 to 15.
Yes.
I mean, you could throw a rock and hit a job that's hiring for that. And they need people now. They're not, if you walk in, you'll get an interview today and probably a job offer in an hour.
Yep. And sign-on bonus to go with it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So that is perfectly attainable. If you add a child to that mix, it jumps from $14.11 to $31.02 for a living wage. Of course, minimum wage stays the same. Your poverty level is at $8.29, so it goes up $2. Now, I can't throw a rock and hit a job that's hiring at $31 an hour.
No.
That doesn't really exist. Okay, now, I have some friends. They're, what do you call them? Dinks?
Doinks?
I think it's dinks.
Dinks, yes. Dual income, no kids.
Correct.
Yes, dinks.
They're dinks. So if you have two working adults, no kids, living wage, $11.39. Now this gives you all of your necessities,
Yep.
and it gives you some disposable income. And Nick and I love disposable income because we always find things to dispose it on.
That's true.
Beer being one of them.
It's very true.
But again, I mean, if you're adding kids into this equation, you need $22.34 to live in Kent County and have some disposable income after your bills.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find a lot of jobs that are paying that.
There's some out there, but it's harder to get. Right?
Much harder to get.
And you have to have experience, and you have to,
Well, I think the thing that irritates me the most about this is even if you're finding those $14 an hour jobs,
Yep.
the majority of them are asking for you to have a bachelor's degree.
Say, everybody's going to ask it, right? Now it's what they're going to get in return is.
You're not going to find a lot of people that are going for that job that have a bachelor's degree because they're $80,000 in debt, most of them.
Yep.
And at $14 an hour, they're never paying that off. Caitlin and I had this conversation because, of course, she's working very minimal right now because she just had surgery.
Sure.
And, her money's dwindling. She saved all this money and now it's going down.
Yep.
And I'm like, what are you going to do? She's like, I guess I got to look for another job because I need benefits. She's learning that, hey, I have no paid time off. This shit's all free.
Yep.
I don't work, I don't get paid. And you and I both know that sucks.
Yes.
So if you're not getting anything for not working, you are the same.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get paid if you're not working.
Correct.
I get paid if I'm not working. I had all this time off in the hospital, and I got paid my regular salary because I have, 10 weeks of PTO.
Sure.
So I don't have to worry about, okay, where's my paycheck coming from this week? Now I remember days I didn't have that option. I was like you and Caitlin, and I'm going, I didn't work today. I'm screwed.
Yep.
It cost me $60 not to go.
Well, and that was, trust me, I remember being in that spot, where it was, all right, I have vacation time set up, but should I use it? Well, I get 12 extra bucks if I work this overtime, and I'm guaranteed overtime, so I might as well use it, right? I don't know, and this is based off of a 40-hour work week, right?
Correct.
And you shouldn't have to work more to just live. Why? Right? You shouldn't have to, so then go find better, right? That's always my response.
Well, I think that's the hard thing for people is finding the better.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have school. I think the worst thing we do to these kids is we don't give them a good basis in middle school and high school. So they don't have any of this financial knowledge.
Right.
And then the minute they graduate at 17 or 18, I graduated at 17. Were you 17 or 18?
I don't know. I thought it was 17 or 18. Yeah, one of the two.
So I graduated at 17. Caitlin was 19. You were probably 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do.
I know it.
They're like, go to college and figure out what you want to do.
Yep.
I didn't know at 20. I figured it out in 2016 when I went back to school and I said, I'm going to go into finance. That sounds good.
Yep.
Because I like finance. We started a podcast based around finance.
So, yeah.
So, again, you're not going to podcast on something you have no interest in. This stuff gets me up.
Mm-hmm.
we talked on the last episode that I still need to upload that, I'm not really excited about anything. And I wasn't excited about doing the last episode when we talked to Vanessa.
Right.
I was excited about today's. I thought we were going to have fun. I thought, we'd fight a little bit, which is always fun.
Yeah.
So this was one of the first things I've been excited for in quite a while.
And I look at it and say, hey, these are statistics, right? Based off of an average, right? And, people, I think there's always two sides, right? And like, you can either bitch about it or you can do something about it, right?
Right.
And I'm always the do something about it, because you know what? Nobody's going to hand me anything. And then when people do hand you things, right? AKA the government is handing out fucking extra money for people not to go to work, and look how many people are bitching about it, right? It's like, man, you can't win no matter what you do, right? Like, no matter, and I see both sides of everything. I really do. But again, if I want better, I'm going to go strive and get it.
Well, you know me, I love to talk about things that piss people off.
Yeah.
So let's discuss that for a minute. So you get $300 extra for staying home.
I do.
So that's roughly $640 a week.
It is.
So again, roughly $2,500 a month, $2,600 a month.
Yeah.
In that range. I don't know about you, but that doesn't do a lot for me, $2,600 a month. I want to make more than that. And when I look at it, it makes me question who would be happy with $2,400 a month. Caitlin would be happy with it. I mean, especially now because she's not really working.
Yep.
But even in her best month, she's making 15 as an assistant manager.
Yeah.
She's around $12, $13 an hour. She doesn't have a lot of bills. She has her house, car's paid off. She has school.
Yep.
But there's not a lot of bills there. So, I mean, that's why she's been able to survive as long as she has.
Yep.
But you got to look at a lot of these jobs. Who's rushing to go back to them? Why are you staying home? Could it be because your job sucks and they treat you like crap?
Yeah.
There's a lot to that. Talk to Mikey. We've talked about Mikey a few times. He's very bad with money. Works 60, 70 hours a week at his job. Doesn't get days off.
Nope.
And they basically they're going to work him until he's dead.
Yeah.
And they're not going to care about it because they're going to replace him in 10 minutes after he dies.
Oh, yeah.
And all he tells me is, well, I have to because we don't have any help. And if I don't do it, then it's going to be left for me tomorrow. And I'm like, the reason you don't have any help is your company's hiring at $14 an hour. He goes, yeah, but that's good. That was good 15 years ago.
I mean, it's still good, but it's not. I mean, when you try to sell me, so right here's what I tell people all the time. Okay. So you just described this to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to these words.
Yep.
Everybody. Okay. David, I'm going to give you $14 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound?
Depends on the job.
Right. Oh, man. So I'm going to work you 60 hours a week, and you're going to work your ass off, and you're on call on a constant basis, and you better be there, and you better stock these shelves.
No.
Hey, David, I'm going to give you $14 an hour. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty good.
Awesome. Hey, what I want you to do is I want you to sit at home, play video games, and tell me how that video game interacted with you.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, cool. Right? Like, again, you have to find what there's jobs that people have to do. And, if you want people to stand in the fuck, I don't have the job because I am not going to stand here and go, for those watching, I'm moving my hands ridiculous standing in a freaking line. But it, and they gave me $5 an hour less than a job I enjoyed, right? I enjoyed being on a high-low. I was good at my job. This I'm not good at, and I don't enjoy it.
Well, let me pose the same situation to you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hire you at that $14 an hour.
Okay.
You have any questions about that?
Yes.
What?
What are my benefits? How many days off do I get? What does my job entail?
So you're going to work 40 hours a week.
Okay.
You're going to get, let's say, 6 hours of paid time off every paycheck. So every 2 weeks.
Yep.
You're going to have basic medical. It's expensive.
Sure.
But you'll have basic medical if you decide to purchase that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have dental and vision. Profit share.
Okay.
Thoughts?
It's not bad. I mean, it's a great
It's not
start.
bad.
It's a great starting job, and it's a great, somewhere to get my foot in the door. So
Okay, now you got 10
now-
years of experience.
So now how? What's my top out? Where am I looking at? I mean,
For this job, you're probably looking at $17 or $18 an hour.
yeah,
Now, if you progress with the company and we give you, a title change,
Sure.
$24 an hour. If, you progress further than that in your management, $28 an hour.
Okay. What does it take to get to that spot?
Well, you're going to have to put in your time. You're going to have to learn how to, be excellent at everything we do here.
Sure.
Because if I'm hiring you in a management position, I need you to be able to step in and do all of those jobs.
Sure.
You may not be the best person at all those jobs, but you're above competent.
Yep.
So that I know we're not losing production at whatever that is. Because let's face it, every job, no matter what it is production.
Sure.
I'm not a production person. I do production daily.
Sure.
Okay. Same with downstairs. Dawn's, working at break room therapy right now. She's not a production person. She does it every day because you have to. You're producing at your job.
Yes.
So I can sell that job to you. It's going to be physically demanding. So you already know that coming in.
Yep.
But you are going to earn things for that. You are going to have the opportunity to get bumps in pay for that.
Okay.
Mike's been there probably 5 years. I think he's gotten 2 bumps in pay. He went from about 12 to about 17.
Okay.
17's not bad.
No.
But he's working every day
Every day.
in a very physical job. And he's 45 years old.
Well, and here's my thing with
Mhm.
with that. Okay, so his excuse is if I don't do it, somebody else will. No, it's not true, right? They're already paying you what they know you're worth, but you're going above and beyond, and they're not giving you that back, and that's their mistake. But you're letting it happen, right?
Correct.
So guess what? If you can't do the job, they're going to have to hire somebody else to do it. If you can prove that, hey, this isn't it, but because of who he is as a person, any other person or company that's looking for a Mikey is going to be excited to have him because
Correct.
he shows up every day. He busts his butt every day to make sure the job is completed, not just done, but completed, right? Like
Completed and completed correctly.
and so he's letting it happen, right? And if he goes to the boss and says, hey, they're going to be like, oh, well, you're taking care of it, so why do we need somebody else? You've proven that you can do it, right? And you're willing to do it. So now if you hate it, so I don't know if I've said it on another podcast, right? But like some of my biggest mottos, right?
Mhm.
If you don't like what you have in life, do something about it,
Mhm.
right? It's very true. If you don't like it, start applying in other places. Like start doing things. Like I know there's another company out there that does kind of what he does, but they're their own product, and they pay much more starting. And I don't see him applying for it, right? I don't see him
Correct.
doing it, right? Like
Because again, he's very narrow-minded
yes,
and he's happy with what
he's
he does.
content, and that's contentment kills. Everybody says it, but it's true. Like there's another company that I think they start out at least 18, maybe 20 something, but he's already just starting out, right?
Yep.
And it's funny because even when I was a kid, that company was a good company because they're the guy that worked there, dad was a football coach and stuff like just always seemed to have the time to do things.
Yep.
So that's a better company.
Well, I look at it, and there were years that I worked overtime.
Yep.
So I worked, 70, 80, 90 hours in some weeks because we were so busy and it had to get done.
Yep.
And people would tell me over and over again, hey, you don't need to work like that. We'll give you help. And no help they ever gave me was really sufficient enough for me not to work a bunch of overtime.
Yeah.
And then finally, it became an issue for them because they were paying me so much in overtime that they needed to get rid of that.
Yep.
So they came to me and they said, well, now you're going to be salaried. And I went, all right, don't expect me to work extra because it ain't happening.
Right.
You're not going to compensate me for it. I'm not doing it. Now, does that mean I won't work 45 to 50 hours? No, it doesn't mean that. Sure, you're going to compensate me. If I need off an hour early for softball,
Yep.
I'm going to go, and I'm still going to get paid for my hour because I put in extra hours over here.
And you're just not working 90 anymore.
Correct.
Right? I mean, that's just it.
I work 40 to 45, which, is typical when you're salary.
Yep.
And they're still getting great work out of me. I have not lessened my production at all.
Right.
I'm still giving them everything they've always gotten. I'm just doing it in a lot less hours. And are things getting behind at times? Yeah, absolutely they are because I'm not working 80 hours.
Yep.
So I have to prioritize better.
And to me, that's a good company it's a good company because they did what's good for their company. It sucks for you, but it's also a good company because they didn't fire you because you're not doing the 90 hours anymore. They realized that it really is too much for this person. So,
well, that's what they kept telling me. They're like, you shouldn't have to do this. And I'm like, you're not giving me any choice.
yes.
I'm the only one that can get this done. And until you give me better options, this is what has to be done.
Yep.
And a year after, they cut overtime, they hired me somebody competent that I could teach to come and do my job.
Sure.
We lost nothing the 8 weeks I was out. Nothing. Production went on as it always does because the person I have, Christy,
Yep.
she's great. She knows how to do her job.
Yep.
And she runs after a naked baby half the time while she's, trying to work.
Right. Oh man. Sorry.
Is that good?
That white chocolate comes on really near the back end. Like at first, like it's just kind of like a light flavor, and you're like, kind of, what is that? And then all of a sudden, the white chocolate really comes out of it. Thank you. The white chocolate comes out of it, and full flavor at that back end of that. So, we don't always do our beer reviews right away until we open them and start tasting them. So
sometimes you get that right in the middle.
Yeah, that was pretty decent beer right there.
So I'm going to read something to you that kind of goes into this living wage thing, and especially what we would consider lesser jobs.
Yep.
I mean, you and I don't necessarily consider them lesser jobs, but a lot of people do.
Sure.
So workers are leaving jobs in restaurant, bars, and hotels at the highest rate in decades. The industry has 1.2 million unfilled jobs, and half of those who quit say they'll never go back, complaining of high stress, no benefits, and aggressive customers. Now, I think you and I can relate to this because we see it all the time on social media. The Mittens posting, and then you get all these people pissing and moaning about they don't like this policy or they don't like that policy, and it's like, listen, this is the policy. Just do it.
Yeah.
Leave the servers alone. It's not their policy. They work for somebody.
Yep.
And you can be pissed about it all you want, but it's not going to change anything.
Right. The only person that can change it is you, the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If everyone, let's say, we talk about this, right? So Bezos, multi-trillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Amazon?
Yeah.
So you're supporting, right?
I am.
You're supporting a person that people don't like, but again, it gives us benefits, so we do it.
I have way cut down my Amazon consumption.
Sure.
My Walmart consumption is 0 because I don't like these companies.
Sure.
I'll use them if I have to, but I'll find any other way to spend money.
Yep. Well,
and that's what you have to do if you don't want to support the big corporations that technically are screwing people over.
Oh yeah, and so right, if you even the small ones, like we talked about the Mitten Brewing, right, and their policies, if you don't like it, you don't have to go support them. But they have the greatest beer. Well, then where's your priority lie? Good beer or shitty policies, right? I mean, and you're gonna man up and do it, right? Like it's funny, I was taking a leak earlier, and it kind of just came to me. I remember when COVID kind of started, there was a guy who posted, made a TikTok or something, and he's like, "Oh, I'm never going back to Menards. They just lost $1 million a year from all the amount of materials I buy from them. Because they're wanting to make me wear a mask." And I'm sitting here laughing, going, "Cool. Like, you'll probably be back just as much as you use Amazon still because we know that they have the cheaper fucking prices. And B, you took $1 million of actual sales from a multi-billion-dollar company." I was like, good job.
It's literally like taking $50 from us.
Yeah, right? Like, it sucks, but...
Yeah, it sucks, but they're not really going to miss it.
Yeah, I say. And guess what? The other person that's still going there...
They'll make up for it.
Now has their fucking supplies on hand. So, yeah, they're gonna buy it.
Well, I mean, that's what you see when you see all these restaurants. I mean, is Mitten going to suffer? Mitten's going to suffer because they're a small restaurant.
Yep.
Is McDonald's going to suffer? Well, the franchisee might. But the franchise itself, they're not suffering. They're making a shit ton of money.
Not a chance.
They don't care.
Yep.
And if they got to raise the price on a Big Mac 50 cents, they're going to do that, and you're still going to buy your Big Mac.
Still going to buy it, right? I guarantee it. Like, you know how many McDoubles I bought? Or sorry, how many double cheeseburgers I bought when they were $1?
A lot.
You know, double or McDoubles when they took the one slice of cheese away that I bought.
You replaced every double cheeseburger with that.
That's a fact. You know how many McDoubles for $1.29 I've bought since they raised the price 29 cents for my one less piece of
At
cheese?
least 3/4.
The fucking same, right? Like nothing has changed in my life for 29 cents. I mean,
See, and I'm the person that'll go, I'm not paying 29 cents for that.
well, don't get me wrong. I probably have. So when you said 3/4, you're probably right because like I looked at the McChicken that's still $1, and I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck it, just give me a McChicken, bro.
Exactly.
Like, it's $1 still. You know, and like, so here's the thing, like again, from fact people, right? There's that once in a while you're like, oh, I don't mind having chicken nuggets. So you go to McDonald's and you get a 20-piece chicken nugget, and that's like $8. I'm not even lying. I think it's like $8. Or I can take my happy butt to Burger King, get a 10-piece McNugget for I think $1.20. I can get 2 of those, so I'm at like $2.40. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, I just get a 10-piece, right, for $1.20. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good with this. This is, you know, it's not the same chicken, but I'm all right with this. So, but you know, so living wage, right? If you want to be a single person living your own single life, yes. Is it difficult? Sure.
Well, I mean, you and I talk about budgeting all the time.
All the time.
So, of course, you know, I have this handy dandy calculator.
Yep.
But it also gives me, you know, typical expenses for this area. So let's go with you because you have a child,
I do.
2-income household,
Yes.
kind of.
Kind of.
You want to go with one?
Yeah. Well, we're two income household for
Okay.
sure.
So with 2 children, I'm going to go over a little bit here. For food, they say you're spending in a year $9,500.
Okay. In the month of January.
And that's kind of what I think. Because when I do my food budget, even with just Dawn and I, because we eat healthier,
Yeah.
we're probably $600 to $700 a month.
Sure.
So if you want to go, let's go 500 a month, just because I like
Round
easy
numbers. Yeah. So,
That's 600 or 6,000, $600 a year.
and could you do it cheaper?
$6,000 a year.
6,000.
Yep. Yeah, I could do it cheaper. I could go to Save a Lot or Aldi's or maybe it's, you know,
Not have tomatoes on your salad.
right, $100 less,
You could-
maybe a month.
Do Meyer Ranch versus
Hidden Valley.
homemade or Hidden
Ken's.
Valley. Yeah. Ken's Jesus. Right? Yeah. Say.
The one in the salad aisle that's in the refrigerator. They have to keep, you know,
Is it
refrigerator.
right? Like I
In
mean,
the
so
glass jars. We buy those.
oh, yeah. See, right? Like, and so you know, for me, and we talked about budgeting cheap foods, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so
Lettuce.
every lettuce and $1 dressing, right?
What kind of lettuce do you buy?
Do I buy iceberg?
It's the head, right?
I buy a head of lettuce. I do. My wife buys a stalk, or 4 stalks, or 3 stalks, or 5
A
stalks.
loose leaf lettuce.
Oh no, she'll buy romaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Romaine or
spinach.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we buy? A stalk.
Of course.
You know, $1.80 or $2.
No.
A stalk.
I spent $1.20 on a head.
Right.
Yes. No. I will eat iceberg
Right.
Yeah.
So we can look at these food bills.
and cut it down.
Absolutely, we can. Do you have to have Heinz ketchup? I do.
I do not.
I only eat Heinz.
I do eat Heinz because they have the my wife
Yep.
makes me get no preservatives, whatever. But when it comes, I prefer not to eat fancy ketchup, but I will eat it, right? I have no problem going into the dollar store, picking up a bottle of ketchup for $1.
Now, I don't know. Are you a Mountain Dew fan?
I used to be, I guess.
Okay, you used to be a Mountain Dew
drink pop.
Would you drink Mountain Lightning?
Oh yeah. So the only thing I would not drink. So I'm a Coke fan.
Yep.
I will not drink cola.
No RC for you.
I actually like RC.
RC's not bad.
RC's like the only, but like Faggo Cola.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But like Faggo Red Pop all day, every day.
Spartan Stores
No.
Cola.
No. God no. No. Just no. But I'll drink their Dr. Thunder.
Yes, which is Dr. Pepper.
I will also drink Dr. Pepper, right? But like, yes.
So
So
there are ways to save money.
100%. So like, I didn't drink cola for so long. Like, sorry, Coke, because I would drink cola.
Yep.
And like Walmart, which I know you don't love, but they used to have the vending machine. It was funny because I just posted because I was in
Yep.
I was in Houston, Texas.
Yep.
side story. Growing up the poor way I did, Shasta was
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing. So
Diet Shasta Orange.
I was in Houston and I posted this, and they had every flavor of Shasta that was there. And I mean, dude, they had the Tahiti punch, they had everything you could think of, and cola is garbage. Say that's what's up.
Wrap out podcast. You're absolutely
Yes,
correct.
like-
Cola sucks.
But like I'll drink. So like when it comes to like oranges, like I don't need Fanta orange. Like I would drink
Any orange.
orange of whatever, right?
Fago's fine.
Yeah,
Sunkiss
Root beers were like my favorite is Barks. But
is great.
some of them
I like Mug.
Yeah, Mug was okay.
A&W is good, especially fresh.
It took me a long time until I had fresh A&W.
That is
So
wonderful.
But let's say and so yes, there's plenty of ways to go cheaper, right?
High school, I worked at Wendy's.
Yep.
We didn't have Mountain Dew. We had Mellow Yellow.
Mellow Yellow, right? Which
Which
is
is-
plenty fine for me.
It's perfectly fine. Now, I don't want to drink Mountain Lightning because I think that sucks. But I drank Mellow Yellow. I didn't care.
Yep, it
And I prefer Mountain Dew.
preferred. Oh yeah, 100% preferred Mountain Dew. But so there's just so many ways to make your food budget, right? If you were to show me your food budget and say, hey, it's $500 a month, I'd be like, you're stupid. I feed a family for way less than that, right?
Yeah.
And we talk
And
about
we
it,
can.
right? We talk about it all the time. My wife makes fun of me because because I'm a big guy.
Mhm.
My wife a few years back, I love Salisbury steak.
Okay.
Frozen
Yep.
Salisbury steak. So she's like, oh, she goes and gets me Stouffer's and she makes potatoes and stuff. And like, I'm eating it and I was like, all right. And she's like, I thought you would love this. And I was like, yeah, not like, I want like banquet Salisbury steak. Like this is the good, like the gravy is just so much better. Like I want that dirt. Like, so to spoil myself, I eat $1 banquet, like probably I probably do it twice a year. I'm like, oh, the mac and cheese with the banquet, like one, that's spoiled. Like to me, it's spoiling myself because I'm just like, that is a great freaking. You throw me a red Fago and a banquet in front of me, dude. Like you're probably my best friend,
So
right?
I think I've told you this story before. Like 6 months ago, I had the greatest Friday night ever. I didn't have to work at break room.
Yeah.
I was done working at Priority. So I decided I'm going to play video game. So I kicked down the Raspberry Pi and I put in Super Tecmo Bowl.
Which I got my butt kicked.
And I got a huge glass of orange pop. And I texted two of my friends and I said, dude, I feel like I'm 14 again. And they're like, why? And I told them what I was doing. And they're like, oh my God, those were the greatest days ever.
They were.
Because that was a Friday night. If I had a pizza, it would have been perfect.
Life would have been golden, man. Yep, the saying. That's, I'm at the point where, I think with your wife and I, we should get around to get her opinion type thing. But she wants to let everybody have ballpark hot dogs, and I'm like, dude, you can eat bar ass hot dogs until you get the money for ballpark. Like, you have to earn it, I guess, right?
See, and I don't think it's as black and white as that. She doesn't necessarily want them to have ballpark. She wants them to have the opportunity.
The ability.
To ballpark.
And sure, I get it, right? But you have the opportunity. Invest. You have the opportunity. Build a business. You have an opportunity. Work your ass off. Like, here's a real scenario that's happening right now in my life. Okay, so a friend of mine is in real estate. Makes really good money in real estate. Started out with a landscaping company. Okay. Landscaping company. He doesn't want to do anymore because it's physical work and whatever. So he brought on a guy and pretty much gave him the business and said, hey, I'm taking a part of it. You're just going to use my machine and my whatever. Has $100,000 worth of contract that he has possibilities to do.
Yep.
So only ask for part of it in return. The guy pretty much didn't want to own the business anymore. After a year and a half. And so pretty much just gave up. So now I'm in the middle of mowing seasons and have to find new people to mow lawns, to do whatever, because this company is closed. And At any point, any person, if you're listening, watching, whatever, you reach out to me, you will have yourself a growing business. That's this dude's willing to literally just give away. He will take payments on his truck and his mower, and you will have a business that will be paid off in a month if you don't take a draw for a month. You work for free for a month. It take you 2 months if you do it. Whatever, like handing the business over, like. So there's people out there who are tired of things that you could go take over for them, right? Like I became successful in real estate because people were tired of owning their house.
Why do we have so many property management companies?
Because people are sick and tired of tenants, and
they don't want that 3 a.m. phone call. Yep. My refrigerator died.
Yep.
Or, hey, we had a big snowstorm last night. Get your ass over here and shovel.
We had that. Yeah, we get that all the time.
Yeah.
So I leave. I leave at 3 o'clock in the morning. I expect my driveway to be clear. Cool. So does that guy and that guy and that guy. And guess what? Your order, you're going to be done by 6 a.m. Yep. So good job. No, it's it's. I think anybody can create what they want to make the wage they want. Sure, if you have to work hard, work 2 jobs. Like, okay, I've worked so hard, I get this, and okay, guess what? Then you're not working in the right field doing the right thing.
I got a great story for you. It works right into this.
Yeah, go ahead.
What were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
So somebody reached out to Dawn for a consult on opening their own rage room.
Yep.
A couple hours away. So they probably draw some people from us, but not a ton.
Sure.
And Dawn's like, yeah, that's fine. We can talk. I'll give you some pointers. So they have a Zoom last night. And you want to know how much research this woman's done?
0.
No, she did some. She found a website. We found that website too. How to create a rage room with $3,000.
Perfect.
So she starts talking to Dawn, and Dawn's like, all right, well, what kind of money are you playing with here? She goes, well, I found a website that says you can start a rage room with $3,000. And Dawn goes, your insurance will cost more than $3,000. She goes, are you serious? Dawn goes, yeah. For a year, it will cost more than $3,000. She goes, you need at least 30. Well, why do I need that? Because that's what it takes to get the business up and running.
Yeah.
And you'd be a whole lot better with like 50. Especially with, how much lumber is right now.
Yep.
She goes, where are you going to get your inventory from? Well, I don't know. I figured people just give me the stuff they don't want. She goes, yeah, that'll work for the first couple weeks.
Yep.
But after that, you have to supply inventory. If you don't have stuff for people to break, they're not coming.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. Dawn goes, well, when are you going to be open? Well, most places are open Thursday through Sunday. Dawn goes, yeah, that's what we're open. What are you going to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? Well, I also do massage therapy.
Okay.
And when are you getting your inventory? When are you making business connections? Well, I really haven't thought of that. I asked Dawn when she was done, I'm like, how serious is this woman? She goes, I don't think she's very serious because she thought she was going to start the company for $3,000.
I mean, and it's a possibility, right?
Sure it is.
Like, you could do it without insurance. You take the risk, you take the gamble.
Somebody did it in Ionia.
Right?
They were open for 6 months.
You can do a lot of, you can start anything for dirt cheap. I mean, think about it. You could start a lawn care company for $140 for a new lawnmower.
Yeah, you just need a lawnmower.
$5 for gas, and
people have done that here.
Oh, 100%. Like
there's a Godwin graduate that started his own lawn care company literally just by mowing all the neighbors' yards.
Yeah.
And now he's got a legitimate company that people go to have them do the landscaping.
Yep. And that's so that's there's we should do an episode on all businesses you can start for under $1,000.
Yeah.
We'll have to write that down. But so I was gonna say, so like, what's your dream job?
Mine?
Yes.
I don't honestly know, because again, it took me until 2016 to just figure out what I wanted to do in school.
Sure.
But I'm not going to do that for a career.
Right. So like mine was to drill bowling balls.
Okay.
All day, every day. I was going to live in a bowling alley. That's all I was going to do, right? So I understand that's my passion, but I also know what that pays.
Yep.
Do you see me drilling bowling balls all day, every day?
I do not.
Exactly. So I put back what I, quote unquote, wanted to do in life. Real estate has become my passion. I didn't know I was going to be an investor. I had no idea I'd be successful the way I am. I had no, like, I found money, right? Like, I built my own life.
Well, I think we can, looking at passion. So we obviously do a podcast based around money and beer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you're talking to 15-year-old me,
Yeah.
I didn't really like beer at 15. It wasn't my thing.
Sure.
I liked what most 15-year-olds like. The wine coolers tasted good. They were fruity.
Yes.
Okay. I like a margarita. Give me that. It's fruity.
Yeah.
But I didn't like beer. And I didn't care about money. I had a respect for money. I knew how to deal with money. I just didn't care.
Yep.
I had money. I could go buy whatever I wanted, and that was cool. Now I'm 44. And beer is a passion. I mean, obviously not as much as it was 6 months ago when I was allowed to drink.
Right.
Obviously, finances are a passion because, that's what I'm getting my degree in.
And we're here.
Yeah, we do this, weekly.
Yeah.
Softball's a passion. That doesn't pay anything. I'm not going to make a career out of that.
Right.
And so I have all these passions, and none of them are really going to pay me. And that's fine. They're passions.
Yep.
I also have things that will pay me. My normal job pays me to, go there 40 hours, well, not even go there, but work 40 hours a week because I work from home.
Yep.
I have the business here that pays my wife, doesn't pay me. But, I have those options, which is great. You need those options. And I think you could say the same thing. You might have liked beer at 15, but was it a passion? Bowling balls were a passion.
You say bowling was my passion back then, right? So, yeah, like it kept me out of trouble. I get like 100%.
Well, and as far as sports go, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, can you make a good living as a professional bowler?
No.
Because they don't make a lot of money at their tournaments.
No.
I mean, they make a lot of money compared to people that aren't bowling.
Sure, right? I mean, but you have to win. Like, second place doesn't pay anything. And if
Right.
you're not the best of the best winning every time, like, you're just not doing it. So, I don't know, like, the lowest paid golfer makes more than the highest paid bowler, right?
Correct.
And so I just chose the wrong sport. I think one of the biggest things for I walked a kid who wanted to know about real estate through my vacant unit today because I have one. I just got certified, and so I waited to get the certification. It's very basic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have if we could show these tables, right? Like I have a countertop that's not granite, not quartz, not anything. It's a basic, right? I have
Formica.
Right, I have Formica, right? I have cabinets that are
They're not oak.
They're actually the basement ones are, or sometimes they're actually hardwood.
Okay.
But the upstairs are not, right? They're like particle board and stuff like the cheaper ones. I have carpet. It's a very basic unit. I don't have vinyl windows. I actually have it's metal, the metal frame windows, single pane type thing, and I get less money than what most people get.
And
because
it's basic.
Because it's basic, right? Like, so, but then it's funny because when I show it, right, I get some people like, oh, I was really hoping for more. I can make it more.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you want newer windows, you want quartz countertop, awesome. We just went from $900 a month to $1,400 a month. Why? Well, because that shit cost me money. Yeah, but I'm going to be here for. Are you going to sign a 30-year contract? Well, no, I'll be here at least a year. So you think 1 year is going to pay off my $30,000 renovations? All right, cool. Like, you're not a math genius. I get it. I understand it. Yeah, but the next person's not going to want or going to like the same quartz that you like. The next person is not going to like the same color scheme you choose. The next person is not going to like vinyl wrapped windows. Like,
there's a reason that every apartment you go into has white walls and tan carpet because it's neutral and most people aren't going to complain.
Yeah, I mean, and they still will, right?
They will.
Can I paint? I mean, that's the number one question. Can I paint? Sure, man. Go ahead.
Better paint on the way out too.
Tan, white, tan, brown, tan, white, or gray.
Yep.
And I have to approve it before. If you choose any other color, which I will allow you to choose any color in my places, you will be charged for any cover up that I have to do. Just know that if it's a darker color, it's going to take multiple coats, and you will be charged double. Okay. And they all do it.
Yeah, if that's what they want and that makes them comfortable in their home,
I'm happy with
again, disposable income.
Yep, I'm happy with it. It's your money. It's your place. It's your,
I'm curious on this one
Yep.
when I'm looking at average cost of things. I know for you, you're not paying this in childcare, $24,000.
Not a chance.
Now, that's probably pretty typical around here.
I would assume.
I'm figuring 100, 150 a month at least.
At least. I mean,
For one child. This is for two, the 24. It's 12
let's
for
say
one.
Let's say I probably on a good day or on a good year I pay $2,000 a year.
Okay.
Right? I mean, my plus or minus, because we do send granted only during the summer, it's probably way less than that. There's 23 weeks of summer or 16 weeks of summer. I pay $640 because we send our daughter to gymnastics day camp, costing me $40 every week, and I mean we don't do it, but
there's nobody that's daycare charging $40 a week.
No, it's one day. Sorry.
Okay, well, still.
So $40 a day. So
that's probably average.
Yeah, 4, 8, 12, 16, $240 a week, which is probably average for daycare, right? I'd say $40. Yeah, so $240 a week, and then
So I mean, you're obviously not paying that, but when we go to housing, 2 adults, 1 child.
Yep.
$11,544
a year.
A year.
$11,544 divided by 12.
$950.
$962 for a monthly payment.
You have places for that.
I do. Every place except one. 2.
2 bedrooms?
Yes.
Okay. So if you rent from Mr. Nick, you can make that happen.
Yes.
How many people do you know that have apartments that cheap? This is taking a lot of thinking.
2.
Okay.
2 in this area, right?
We're talking about Kent County.
Yes, I say because I have a bunch of friends in Ohio that have like $500. So I know of 2 people that are competitive with me.
And I mean, if you go to the outlying areas, if you're not in the Grand Rapids metro area,
yes,
you can obviously save money over that.
Yes.
But that's pretty generous, I would say, $960 a month.
Yes. And
you're not getting extra stuff for that.
You're getting basic.
Yep. You're not getting a garage. You're not getting
mine. Actually,
with Mr. Nick, you might get a garage.
Actually, not garage doors, but you will get covered parking at one of mine.
So you got a carport.
Yeah, it's a carport, right?
Okay.
So the other 2, those two places, they have driveways, no covered parking, no storage of any sort, right? They are 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a hallway. There is a closet for your coat, a closet for your linens, a very decent sized living room, and a kitchen. And that's what you get. There's no, hey, I want to put my arcade machine in here. Granted, I had an arcade machine when I lived there, but I didn't have the kid at the time.
Right.
You will get basics, right? So we have some studios. Mine 2 bedroom, right? But like 2 bedroom, you will not find for less than $1,000.
Yep. So I mean, they're in the ballpark with that.
You just gotta find it, right? I mean.
So when we look at, this is the figure that I love the most. Required annual income after taxes.
Yeah.
If you have a child and you're 2 adults, you need $57,483 a year. How long did it take you to get to that point? What age?
Including my day job?
Yeah.
2 income? Both incomes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember Courtney was going to school for some of that.
Yeah. I mean, God, I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Late 20s?
So she graduated probably 6-7 years ago, which she would have been 20. With the kid 5 years ago, she had a job. Sorry, doing math while we're on air. Honestly, how much? 60,000 a year?
Basically, 57,000.
But during this time, like I had my rentals growing that much, so I would have been early 20s.
Okay.
I would have been early 20s.
If you took the rentals out,
I would have been. Because my wife had off because of the kid. She went part-time. If I took, and then now I don't have a job.
Right.
We're not there. You know,
And you're 33.
Like in theory, we are not there, right? Like, my wife works part-time, right? I have no income.
Well, and
Say,
to kind of throw this out there,
Yeah.
Dawn and I are now dings.
Yeah.
Double income, no children.
Yeah, dual income, no kid, baby.
So we need only 38,746.
Yeah.
That's easy. That for us, that there's no issue with that whatsoever.
Yep.
But when we had a child at home,
Yep.
57,483. I can tell you, I was probably between 35 and 38 before that was happening, and that was only because of my overtime.
Yeah.
When I lost overtime, that wasn't happening.
Yeah. That's like an after tax. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. I don't know. We had a couple of years, I guess, because I made nearly 60, but after taxes, I don't know. After taxes and investments, I made 24,000 a year.
Right.
I mean, I made nothing at my job. People are like, oh, and I was like, you made 60, yeah, but I invested so much money.
When we talked before, people look at what they're making,
Yeah.
and they don't necessarily think of how many taxes they're taking out of what you're making.
Yep.
And for us with a child, two incomes and a child, you need $70,000 a year.
Yeah.
Are you making that?
I mean, no.
I'm not.
So we're talking about tax. Tax is another topic we need to talk about, right?
We really do, because you and I pay out the rear.
I just signed this check, $9,988.30.
Property?
Summer taxes for one property.
Yep.
$9,988. Now, mind you, do the math.
Mhm.
Just in the summer,
Mhm.
I have to charge one unit $833.33 a month.
Mhm.
Okay, just to cover my summer taxes, and I make no money.
Shout out to Benson, who's on. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Benson. I make no money off of one of my years.
Jeremiah was 33 before he made over 50,000. That's your age, 50 or 33.
Yeah, I say, that's Mr. Rosa. It's good to see you. Good to hear you. So like, I say that's good. That's good numbers.
Yeah,
like,
it is. Now,
Well,
would it be good in Chicago? No, it'd be horrible.
But so I like, because I know a little bit about him. Your wife, on the other hand, when did she start making money? So his wife's in the medical field just as much as my wife is.
Yeah. 33.
Okay, so I mean, yeah. So right, like you both kind of hit it pretty decent at that point. But I like, again, my wife would make good money if she worked full time. But we've been fortunate enough to have built a business and a lifestyle that we adore and love.
Kind of can do what you want, when you want, to an extent.
Kind of, right? Like, I mean, I'm still here. I have a wife that I have to answer to. So, I don't know. I guess I worked a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
When I first bought my first house, we talked about it. I was making $8.50 working 12 hours a day through manpower.
Yeah.
Right. Got a different job, making $11.25, and I thought that was like a world change. And
My first promotion at work,
yeah.
I went up to $14 an hour. That was life-changing money for me at the time,
Mm-hmm.
because I was making $9. That's $5 an hour. That's huge.
Yeah, that's big money.
And like within 2 years, I was at 18, and I was rolling in money as far as I was concerned, because I couldn't even afford to bar us hot dogs at that point.
Buying whatever we want today.
Here's a good one I have for you: transportation costs $11,700.
That's not even true. I mean, per year, right?
You figure, okay, gas is up a little bit.
Sure.
You're running 2 cars. $500 a month maybe in gas.
I mean, I spend a stupid amount, but like,
yeah, but you drive constantly.
let's say $40 to fill up your tank.
Okay.
Okay, times 52, and because people fill up once a week.
2,100.
Right. So 2,100.
You're still at 4,200 with 2 people.
I have 3 vehicles and a motorcycle, and I pay $230 a month for car insurance for all of that.
Mhm.
Times 12, so $2,760 plus 2,100, so that's $5 grand, right? And that's for 3 vehicles. I don't want to sit here and do math and figure out how much it would be for But and how much are they saying?
They're saying 11,700.
So okay, and then so they're saying either 5,000 repairs or your dumbasses out there are fucking making car payments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't blame me because you chose a car. Excuse me.
Nick's getting riled up on this one because we've done a couple car episodes and we know how he loves car payments.
Yep. Oh, well, we need reliable. Dude, I have a 2010 Scion XB that I've officially, Facebook told me I've owned it for 7 or 8 years now. This thing, I've put tires on it actually I got them for free, but in theory, I spent the one use of them for $460. And basic oil changes at $12 every 3 months. I'll give them 3 months, and it's just no way. So this has to be including car payment.
It has to.
Like it's just impossible. So unless you're driving stupid like me, I mean stupid. Like I go through right now. I'm filling up $44 per gas tank, and I use a tank and a half, 2 tanks, 3 tanks a week.
How much? How many miles do you think you're putting on a vehicle in a week?
I don't want to talk about this.
Give me a ballpark. Because I can tell you, I had a sales job while Nick's working the numbers here. I had a sales job. Mike worked it with me, and I worked it for 6 weeks. And in those 6 weeks, I probably put 14,000 miles on my vehicle.
Oh, you're killing me. Or yeah, that's huge. Per week, I'm putting 1,700 miles a week on a vehicle.
Yeah, I put 14,000 in 6 weeks.
That's stupid.
And I drove stupidly because I didn't have a choice. I had to.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the job, and I took the job, and I figured out quickly that was a really dumb idea. And he does not want to say what he spends on vehicles.
No, but it's your choice, right?
Yeah.
Like, the first word he says is choices. Don't want to say, right? But like, that's your choice. You did not have to. Oh, my wife said so. Again, you didn't have to. You could have pulled your pants up and said, no, we're not doing it. She could have pulled her pants up and said, no, we're not doing it. Hey, let's buy this. I don't want it. No, like you don't want to have the headache of a beater, but it sucks. Like,
well, and when we talk about choices, you choose what you like.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily a new vehicle,
Yep.
but it is a vacation.
Oh, 100%.
And you would pick the vacation over the new vehicle every day.
Every day. Every day. I mean, I can go rent a vehicle on vacation.
Right. Any vehicle you want.
So yeah, I was like,
we did that in Hawaii. We rented a Jeep because I wanted a Jeep with no top on it, and I wanted to run around the island.
It's gotta be green, and I gotta dress and park it up.
And when we were looking at taking this road trip, that me getting sick kind of blew up.
Yep.
Dawn and I were talking. Okay, well, we could get a bigger car, or we could get an SUV. What do we want to spend the money on?
Yep.
And the SUV was like an extra $30 a day.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, we could just say, let's just do a car.
Sure.
Because it's $30 a day, and we're going to be gone for 7 days. $200.
$210 plus the gas difference, right?
Yeah, because you're going to get less mileage with the SUV.
Yep, that's very true.
So I was like, let's just save that money and put it towards something else. Put it towards a hotel room for a night or two.
And and I get. So, some people like had to change jobs to come to a different state, but I'm going to say the people that transferred out of state who don't have family and friends around to watch their kids, they're probably making way more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, these statistics are just weird.
Well, and I think the thing I love the most about there's no jobs and crap out there is, so now that the pandemic's winding down, even though it's starting to ramp back up,
Yep.
businesses are calling their employees back to the office.
Yep.
Now, I can do what I do from home, and I'm great at it. I am the best in the world at what I do.
Yeah.
That's not being cocky. That's just a fact.
Yep.
Can you do your job from home?
Yes.
How much of it?
1%.
Okay. So the other 99, you're going to have to go somewhere because I know you. You're not scanning your deposits for your tenants.
Oh, yeah.
And going, oh, yeah, I scanned that check, so that's in my account. You're taking the check to the bank and giving it to them.
Right. And could I do it different? Sure. I mean, but
it'll still take time, but you can do it from home if you're scanning it.
Yep. And like I could call contractors to go do work.
Correct.
I could do like, all right. So here's the conversation. This is true. So I had a city inspection today.
Mm-hmm.
I had a city inspection today, and you know what? It's really weird. I go through and I test all my outlets to make sure they're working and stuff. Come to find out, the one wasn't working. So my positive wire had come off the back, so I took it out. I had that. So I figured I didn't know it was the positive because when I pulled it apart while the inspector was there, it looked fine. But when I finally got into it, it did that. So 57 cents for a new outlet. I had a globe on the outside, so the outside light, right? So the porch light, the globe was missing, the light bulb was missing. I paid $8 for 8 light bulbs, so $1 a piece. So I'm at $1.57. The globe cost me $2.90. So, right, we're up to $4 or $5 basically, right? And so we're at $5. We're at $5.
Mike, are you there?
Okay, I'm actually on this because my thing makes it seem like I'm not. I just wanted to listen to you guys. I wanted to make sure I'm on the right thing.
Oh, you're on the right thing, my man.
Awesome.
So if you're just listening, mute. But if you have something to say, unmute.
Yeah. Say.
I will mute.
Back from you. Sweet.
So we have the I'm at $5.
You're $5.
And I have a pile of brush that's sitting out there that the tenants were using for bonfire, but I'm not allowed to have the pile of brush unless it's cut up into really nice. So I have to haul it away.
So
that's free.
Hang on. I have to say this because we've done an episode on this.
Yeah.
Nick went around last summer picking up brush for $20.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So I could pay somebody for $20, or 25 if whatever, or I could hop in my truck. I could drive there. Sure, let's say I have to pay $3 in gas. So in total, I'm at less than $10.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling another owner this. I was like, yeah, my inspection was less than $10. And he's like, what? I told him what they were, and he goes, that would cost me $200. And I was like, you're absolutely correct, it would. Why? Because I have to spend my time to go to the store to buy this part, to buy the globe. I have to get your light bulbs. I have to get your outlet. It's going to cost you $50 to change the outlet out, or $15, $20, 25. I don't know. If I have an electrician do it, it's going to be $50. To change the globe, right? Again, I'm probably charging you $50 plus, and to haul away your brush because I have to get a company right away. It's going to cost you $100. So yeah, you're at $200. Like that's why I self-manage. Okay, like, and he's like, I'd pay the $200, but it always ends up being $5. And I was like, yeah, but mine's way different. I mean,
again, choices. You took your time to do that.
Yes.
So you gave up opportunities other places that you could have been making money.
Yep. But the $190 savings was worth it.
Yeah, it absolutely is. You have to look at what you're saving and is that worth it to you to give up possible money elsewhere.
Yep.
So going back into this living wage thing, because I got to keep coming back to it. Here's a great question: is there a labor shortage or is there impatience with low wages? I want your thoughts, Nick.
At this moment, there's an impatience with low wages.
And not only wages, benefits.
I disagree.
Okay, why?
I don't think the average American actually cares about benefits.
Okay.
I don't think anybody except for the select few
forward-thinking people,
right? Like walk in and say, "Hey, what are my benefits? What are here's the real truth. Like I interviewed for a job because I'm still looking, right? And the guy goes, "All right, what kind of questions do you have?" And I said, "Great, here we go." I said, and this was a pre-interview to an interview, right? So it was like a third-party company trying to get me to get a job. And I said, "Hey, what kind of vacation time does this company offer? What do their benefits look like? What does their 401k match look like? Do they have, a pension, anything like that? Any employee appreciation things that they do for them?" And so I asked 5, 7, 8 questions of things I actually generally care. And you know what the response I got was?
I don't know how to check on that.
Nope. The response was, when you go in for the interview with this company, maybe you should ask questions about the job itself, like what it entails.
So in other words, they don't offer any of those things.
No, and they probably do. And he got back to me on a couple, but he's like, yeah, they match. I just don't know what percent and stuff like that. And they have benefits, right? Is all he said.
Mhm.
I don't know what they are. And I was like, okay. But he's trying to tell me, don't worry about the things you give a shit about. Care about the job itself. And I was like, no, the job itself is only worth it if it's worth it for me. I'm valuing myself. And so I think right now with this extra money, again, I think people, sure, they're being lazy, but I think they're valuing themselves for the first time.
Well, and here's the question. So look at 20 years ago,
Mhm.
George Bush takes over as president and the economy starts to go downwards.
Yep.
And
Way to go, W.
and jobs are hard to come by.
Yep.
Okay. First time I ever experienced that in the job force where jobs were hard to come by. Really, the jobs out there got to pick and choose from the best of the best, whatever they wanted, and they could literally offer you anything.
Yep.
It didn't matter because at some point you have to make money to pay bills. Now, the flip side, 21 years later, we're looking at shoes on the other foot now.
Yep.
Employees are sitting there going, everybody's hiring. Everybody's hiring somewhere between 13 and 18 bucks an hour.
Yep.
So I have my choice of any job basically that I want if I have some qualifications for it. Not all, but some.
Sure.
Because they all want a bachelor's degree, but they'll live without it.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, they need somebody to fill that position so their doors stay open. So instead of saying, yeah, I don't really care what my 401k matches. Yeah, I don't really care what the vacation looks like. Yeah, I don't really care what the benefits look like. They're going, what are you going to pay me? What are my benefits?
Mm-hmm.
How much time off do I get? Because I'll tell you right now, the first question I ask after how much are you paying is how much time off do I get?
Oh, that's my number one question right now. Well, yeah, honestly, it's more than pay. I come out and say, look, I don't need as much as you think I do, but what I need is time off. And they're like, well, we need you here. How much vacation time are you giving me?
Mhm.
Because I work so I can spend time with my family, and I want to make sure I have enough time to spend with my family. And they just get this fucking look on their face, like I want to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be here for me. I'm the company. I've given you everything. No, what you've given me is the ability to go out and make my own life, and guess what? Fucking succeeded. Like, sucks to be you. But until you do that for me, I'm not going to give that up. I was talking to a friend of mine who's very successful. I mean, we're talking just shy of probably 7 figures.
Okay.
And he's looking to hire to do some stuff. And I was like, all right, what do they, just give me a rough, what do they start at? And he told me a decent price. And I was like, look, if you can get my benefits and everything to be where I want them to be, I would officially give up everything I have in Michigan. I would move down to the area that he's in. I would throw my suit and tie on, and you will have a great employee. But I guarantee when I move down to that area, guess what? I'm going to restart and build my real estate to then beat that new price that I have, because that's
Right.
actually what I'm worth. Like,
Right.
I am worth that because I know who I am. Like, I'm very proud of who I am, who I've become, how I am a leader, how I.
I think the most important thing about you too is you know your shortcomings. Your shortcomings.
Very much.
So you know where you lack and where you need to get better. And again, if you're going to argue with someone, you're probably not going to do it over text message or email.
That's a very true thing.
You're going to do it face to face or phone to phone.
Yep.
Because you're much more articulate on the phone
Oh yeah.
than you are on text message.
Oh yeah. Well, that's and we had that conversation with your wife,
Yep.
right? Like, hey, Nick, you don't come across like this isn't the Nick I know. And hey, I think you if you explained it like in words, yes, like 100%. Like when I go buy a house, I never text somebody, right? Like, because my spelling, my punctuation, everything, like, no. Like if it's, hey, I want to buy your house, that's really what it's going to come out to,
Yep.
like in text message,
No comma, no capitalization.
There's nothing. When I talk to you, hey, David, I'm interested in purchasing your home. do you have any interest in getting rid of it for a good price?
Mhm.
Those two totally different things right there, right?
One almost comes off as offensive,
Right? Like,
and the other one comes off as you're trying to help me.
one is, I'm not fucking selling my house. The other one is, I mean, good price. Holy shit, maybe.
What's a good price?
Say, like, here we go. Like, you say, actually, this guy's got my interest.
And,
right?
and you're going to sit there and go, well, a good price might be $200,000, and I'm like, this house is only worth 170. If you can give me 200,000, let's go.
Yeah, say, oh, you said it's worth 170? All right, so tell you what, at least you have a price that you know what it's worth. Let me come over, take a look. I'll see what we can do. We'll see what's the condition that it's in, right? What are the repairs that are needed? Oh, you know what? Don't tell me over the phone. Let me come see it. We had this conversation. I had this conversation with a friend. This is free tips, free fucking Nick knowledge right here, people. Okay, so I get a phone call from somebody who just goes, "Hey, are you interested in selling this property?" Yeah. I said 215K. They called me and they're like, "Oh, so have you ever thought about this?" And I was like, "Look, kid, stop being just straight about price." And I started giving this kid education of how I act. And I was like, and I told the guy yesterday, I was like, you know what these kids are forgetting nowadays? If I were to go buy your house, right, and I was like, "Hey, David, I'm gonna be on my way." You know what, David? We've been talking on the phone for a little bit. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna get myself a drink, a water or something. Would you like a coffee or a water? Can I get you anything while I'm on my way? No, I'm good. All right. Tell you what. So I'm either A, going to grab you a drink, B, I'm going to grab you a snack of some type of a thing. I'm spending $2 max. I don't care if Pop's $2.50 at this point, right? Then we'll show up at your house, and I will have here. You know what? I stopped and got a drink. I want to get you a cookie real quick. Thanks for taking your time. What the fuck did this kid just like? He got me. What? All right. You know what? Yeah, sure. You bought my time for $2. Like,
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hey, I'm gonna sit with you at the table. I'm not even gonna look around right away unless you're like, hey, come on in. Let's look around real quick, and I'll take your tour. I'll take your tour, not my tour. I'll take your tour. Oh, hey, this. All right. So hey, you've pointed out a lot of things that you're not really happy with. So you know that those things are going to need to be repaired, right? And David's over here shaking his head, right? Like, guys, this is sales 101.
This is what happens. You get them to agree to what you're saying.
This is fucking sales 101 right here.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's...
Yeah. So I know you said it's worth like 170, but you and I both know that 170 is only if it's in perfect condition, right? Yeah. So we're gonna take a little bit off of that. And you know what? I have cash, so if I can get this house bought today, what are you thinking? I mean, can we come up on a little bit less of a price? I mean, you know what? Well, what are you thinking for cash? You know what? If you did 140, I would take all the repairs. I'd do them myself. I'd make sure you got into your new place. Tell you what, you go find a new place before I buy this house. I'll make sure that we close and we'll have documents signed so you're guaranteed that you don't have this debt anymore. What do you think of that? Well, shit, if you're going to wait till I find this, blah, blah, hell yeah, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, the house has probably gone up in value if he waits 2-3 months. If not, whatever. I can always back out. You can always back out, anything like that, right? And you're going to go to your family and you're going to go, hey, I sold it for this. Oh, but it's worth 170. Yeah, but Nick said, hey, this. And then you're going to go, hey, Nick, I talked and it's worth 170. And go, you know what? We signed the contract. You were pretty happy. If you're not, let's have a conversation. Let's figure this out. Well, I'm really adamant about this. All right, cool. Hey, there's another house out there. Do you know anybody else that might be interested to sell? Well, not at your price. Or actually, you know what? My mom kind of wants out of hers, and I was going to buy her house, and so I can't get the value for mine. So maybe you can go talk to her. Great. What's her number? Does she like cookies?
So thinking of that.
Shit you not. This is how this works. So anyway, when it comes to living wage, create your own fucking wage, okay? I mean, I literally just gave people 2 minutes of creating wealth just like that.
Well, see, and you know what kind of people you're dealing with.
Sometimes.
Because you're looking at certain areas, you can draw some conclusions.
Yeah.
So I go to buy a car,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll give me $5,000 on any trade-in. And the guy says, "Well, what do you have to trade in?" I said, "Well, I have 2005 Alero."
Mm-hmm.
How many miles? It's got 90,000. Condition's it in? I said, "It's probably in good condition." How much you want for it? I said, "I want $5,000. Well, you really think you're gonna get $5,000?
Yes, I
The ad
do.
says $5,000. I want $5,000. Well, yeah, but we have to, look over the car and inspect it and do some reconditioning to it. So it's probably gonna, be less than $5,000. So how much do you want for it?" I said,
$5,000.
"I want $5,000. Well, what would you sell it to your sister for?" I said, $5,000. To a family member? Yeah, I want the money it's worth. It's worth $5,000. You say it's worth $5,000. You're paying me $5,000.
Yep.
So you would walk away if I don't give you $5,000. Fuck yeah, I would. Bye.
100%.
And I did. And you were talking about interviews for a minute. Best interview I ever had. So I go in and they're like, so what are you looking for? I said, well, I work from home. Well, we don't have telecommute options here. I'm like, okay. So what else are you looking for? I work from home. If I don't work from home, I don't work for you. Oh. Well, I mean, we were interested, but, it depends on a lot of things. What were you looking for salary-wise? I make $26 an hour working from home. Well, what would it take you to come into the office? 35? This job doesn't start that high. I make $26 an hour working from home.
Not yet.
So, I mean, there are choices we all make. I was upfront. This is what I want. I had one job tell me we have to be clean shaven.
Yep.
No, I don't. Well, if you want to work here, you do. No, I don't. If you don't want me to work with a goatee, you don't want me to work. I don't really care.
Yep. That was I get that quite a bit, right? Like when I have a big beard, right? All right, we're gonna have to talk about that beard. We can talk, and it's funny because I always I'm okay with getting rid of it, and every time we're like, all right, what do you feel about getting rid of it? Well, I have 2 stipulations. Well, what's that? 1, we do it as an entire employee engagement, and everybody raises money, and we'll donate the entire thing, and we chop it off and give the money away.
Mm-hmm.
What's the second one? The job requires it. I was like, I'm not attached to it. Like, as much as it's whatever. Like, but the look is always like, what? And I was like, what a great way to come into a company. You're gonna shave a new guy's beard.
Yeah.
Like all day. I don't care. Like I can grow it back. It's like can't grow the top of my head, but I can grow this.
I can't grow the top of my head anymore either.
But so I it's statistics and it's what living wage says that things are based off of what people buy right now, and I think that's the average, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what the living wage for a millionaire is? Way above.
Oh yeah. Because they have bigger bills.
Correct.
And I mean, people don't ever take that into effect either. That if I made $50,000 a year, that would just solve all of my problems. No, you just spend more money.
Yep. Well, there was a statistic, there was a study done by a college that said $70,000 is the threshold for happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Once your household makes anything above $70,000, you will never be any happier than you would be making $70,000. And because there's not a thing that you can't buy, there's not a thing you can't do at $70,000. Then it just becomes time, right?
Yep.
Time and money are the biggest things. So if you have both time and money, you've made it in life.
Well, I know my number. My number's about 105,000.
Yep.
If I'm at 105,000, I can buy whatever I want, do whatever I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Still have whatever time off I need. What's your number?
1.2 million.
We know.
Right? I mean, it's I can do
what you want when you
the
want.
lifestyle that I dream of the way I want it to be, right? I have enough money for a Dodge Viper. Have you seen my Dodge Viper?
I have not.
Exactly, right? I haven't reached that.
Do you have enough money to live on a hut over the water?
I do. Do you see my hut over the water?
I do not, because if I did, I'd be there with you. Even if it was in Mexico.
Right, I have goals and dreams and aspirations, right? We talk about generational wealth. I'm now, I didn't start out building my business that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now building my business for generational wealth.
For anybody that hasn't listened to us before, Nick's first lease that he wrote was the worst lease ever written.
Greatest lease in the world.
What did you write it on?
A lined piece of paper.
And how many lines were written?
Less than 10? I, Nick, rent this place for 1 year at this price. Signed. So 3 lines? I have big handwriting, so maybe 4. Yeah. And when real people that were in real estate looked at this, what did they say? They fucking laughed and said good luck. They handed me a 5 or 7 page lease, So this is what a lease is. Get to know it. It's going to be your best friend, and I learned very quickly. Yep. So I say when people have no idea how I like. That's the thing. Like, I can't do what you do. Are you fucking shitting me? Like, you have more knowledge than me. Like, hey, do you rent? Well, yeah, I rent that. You rented. I didn't. Like, you know the lease is at least.
You live
like,
at home.
Yeah, like, good for you. You already know. Like, oh, I it's funny. I sat with the person who's like, because I posted, I offered $40,000 on a $90,000 house.
Yeah.
Right. And the person goes, "How are you finding such cheap deals?" I search for them. I ask her. I search every day or all the time. Not the same way I search, apparently. You should learn how to search better. There's no better way to search. Okay, you know better than me. That's why you have 50,000 houses, and I have what I have. Like, apparently, like, tell me what? Why don't you tell me how to do this? Like, you asked for advice. I gave you advice, and then you're telling me I'm wrong with my advice? Like, okay, this seems people don't want to hear the real truth, right? Like,
They want affirmation that what they're doing is right.
Correct.
Which probably is not.
I do what I do is not right.
I can tell you right now.
Wrong all the time.
You and I have talked before. I've always said, hey, if you need some money, let me know. I'll throw some money at one of your investments.
Yeah.
How much money have you taken from me?
None. I had to think about that because I couldn't figure out 0 times 0.
Never taken any money from me.
Yeah.
I mean, the offer is always out there.
Yeah.
Now, am I going to invest 50 grand? No. If you need a couple thousand, let me know.
Yep.
I can throw in a couple thousand.
Yep.
But again, those are choices. I make that choice to say, here, I'll gamble with you instead of gambling with the market.
Right.
Right now, you're a better gamble than the market. The market's going down.
My market could change.
It absolutely could. It could be 2008 again, and everything fucking crashes.
Yep. And that's. And we'll talk. We should do an episode on kind of my business plan and how I kind of run things a little bit. I'm always open with it. I don't know. Getting out to the world is way different.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyway, I want to kind of get back to the
living wage.
The living wage / Jeff Bezos issue.
Yep.
Right. So the $28 million. The people that were having the conversation with me were not happy because I said it's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it. Who am I to say what he does with it?
Which is absolutely true.
And their response was, it could have gone to a better thing.
Which is also true.
And which one is right?
Well, it depends on the point of view that you have.
Exactly. So neither are right, right? But
we have this conversation all the time. I like going to cons and getting autographs.
Yes.
My wife hates it. She wants to take a cruise.
Yep.
Who's right?
Her.
Because you'd rather go on a cruise.
100%. That's my point of view.
But if, I ask my buddy Jim, he's going to say,
oh, I'm going to go to the con.
Yeah, I'll go to the con.
Yep.
I'll take my daughter to the con,
Yep.
which is what I'm going to do.
Yep.
And neither one of us are right.
Yep.
It just depends on your point of view. Now, am I going to go on a cruise with her? Fuck yeah, I am. I tried to die. I almost died. I'm going on the cruise.
Right.
They'll carry me if they have to.
David's having a near-death experience now. But so right, and so one of the things I had said that I did not get to clarify because I'm not going to spell it out because again we talked about my typing. It's straight to the point. Because in my mind I can think something on typing, I cannot say it. So, she said, why wouldn't he do something to help people make a living and stuff? And my response was maybe because he knows that he would just create another issue, a bigger issue, right? And what I mean by that is we talked about the minimum wage and stuff like that, living wage. So if I give you more money, the only thing that's going to happen is things are going to go cost more because America, people will always buy what they want. Mm-hmm. They won't do it what they can afford. They won't do what they want, right? Like, I want a new car. I want this. I want that. You don't need that. You want it. And this is America. You can have what you want. You just got to go get it, right? So, I personally think, hey, if we pay off all the debts of people for college, if we pay off, if Amazon raises it to $50 an hour, right? And let's say they're the cheapest paying company. All they've done is make the poor people rich or middle class, and now the low class has to becomes a new low class at $20 an hour. Right, 20 becomes the new poor, and then people are going to complain that they don't get paid enough. Like, you will never end this cycle ever, and it's just going to get out of hand so ridiculous. Nobody that I know of, I mean, nobody ever thought we'd see a trillionaire in this world.
No.
$1 trillion is beyond fathom, beyond. I mean, you've been to Las Vegas. You've been to Las Vegas?
No.
All right, so you've seen it on TV or something. The when they come pour $1 million on the table at poker, whatever, $1 million in a glass case, right, is just this massive box. Now you think about that, right? Just to get to $1 billion, like, would be a room, right? Now $1 trillion, like, that's a fucking building full of money. Like, your brain
can't fathom that.
Bezos' brain doesn't fathom how much money he has. It's physically impossible to understand that amount of money. Physically impossible. And
well, one of the arguments out there is, in 1980 you could have a decent paying job, $6-7 an hour.
Yep.
You could own your own home. You could own 2 vehicles. You didn't have daycare costs because who the hell paid daycare?
Right.
And you'd have a really good life. And now people are just lazy and they don't want to do that. I mean, you're that generation that everybody calls lazy because you're a millennial.
Yes.
And you're an atypical millennial because you're not lazy. But again, you couldn't do what your parents could have done by having a $6 or $7 an hour job, buying a vehicle for $7,000 or $8,000 brand new.
Yep.
And having a house that is worth $25,000.
Right. And I mean, look at my grandparent. So I think my mom paid probably $26,000 for her house or something. I don't know. My wife's grandparents paid for a brand new build $9,000. My grandparents paid, and they live in Grant. I think they paid $9,000 to $12,000 for a house, and theirs wasn't brand new, but like the nothingness, right? And that was astronomical back in the day for them, right? And we talked about it on a couple episodes of society. Society definitely is big impacts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, with respect, right? Women stayed home. Men worked, right? There was always the outlier type thing, but so there was one income coming into this. And then guess what? The first person went out and they had 2 incomes. And guess what? The keeping up with the Joneses thing kind of happened because hey, they got this. You might go get a job because they look like they're living a little bit better of a life or they're moving up and they're doing this. Mm-hmm. So then people started getting more jobs or, and now it's, hey, they got a new car. Again, the keeping up the Joneses will always kill you. But the fact is like income-wise, technically has gone up because I think America still wants to live off of one income.
Yeah, they do.
But doesn't understand that we've now built a society that needs 2 incomes. I shouldn't have to be married. I shouldn't have to have a significant. You shouldn't have to. Blame everybody else for going out to do it. Blame everybody else who's willing to go do that.
Well, again, there's choices. You want to live single? Go buy a $1.29 head of lettuce.
100%, right?
But if you want, steak once a week, you're gonna have to make money for that steak. That steak is not cheap.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the biggest things. Say food drives some people, money drives some people. Like there's things, like Taco Bell. Like one of their big things is, come work for us, we'll feed you.
Yeah.
And it's like it takes a whole meal out of every single day, right? Yep. Like you don't have to worry about it. I mean, if you work two shifts, I mean that's 2 meals. Like restaurants, a lot of it. Like hey, we'll feed you whatever. I mean, the casino. I mean, it's a great place. Like they feed you like crazy. They give you bonuses. Mm-hmm. They give you. I mean. I don't know. I thought about going to work at the casino, but they only give like 2 weeks, 3 weeks vacation, something like that. And you have to work weekends and holidays. And yeah, I'm good.
So we're almost out of time on our live here. So
oh, man.
I'm going to give you a story to wrap this up.
Yeah.
So, Ashley got a new job.
I did.
Got way more money than she expected.
Yeah.
So we all have to do meet and greets with her. So her and I do our meet and greet. I ask her how the first day went, and she tells me, and that takes about a minute and a half. And we have a half an hour scheduled. What do you think the first question is I asked her?
What are you doing with your money?
Bingo.
Right.
I said, so we match half up to 6%. So if you put in 6, we'll put in 3.
Yep.
She goes, okay. I said, if I were you, I'd put in 10.
Easily.
She goes, okay, why? I said, well, you're making $10 an hour more than you used to. You're working 40 hours. You never did that. You really think you're going to miss 10%?
Of money you never had?
Right. Well, no, I really don't. I said, and that 10% is going to give you 13%. Now, if you want to be really crazy, put in 15. Now you'll have 18% going to your retirement.
Yep. And she's in her 20s.
21.
So every dollar of that dollar is going to be worth $88 by the time she's 65.
Uh-huh.
If statistics stay the same, but $88
Yep.
for every dollar that she puts in.
So I'm a big proponent of, you didn't know you had that money. Let's put it to work.
Yep.
You can always, if you get in a jam, you can always take a loan off your retirement. And of course, I'm not stopping there. I think we should open up an account and, throw some money at some ETFs or some mutual funds, or maybe buy, a nice balanced stock and bond.
Some betterment.
Yeah. We definitely, because you're not used to any of this money. What do you want? She goes, well, I want to move out. Okay.
Okay.
And I need a new car because this car sucks. Okay. So we can start saving for those things. I said, when do you want to move out? She goes, well, by next summer. Okay, well, we got some time. That's a year.
Yeah, it's a whole year.
And, if she's looking for a place by herself, she can probably find a place for $1,000 a month.
Oh, yeah.
There are plenty of places for $1,000 a month.
Yep.
So, you have that money. That money is there because of what you're making.
Yep.
She's 21. She doesn't have to have health insurance. You don't have health insurance at most jobs. They'll pay you not to take it.
Yep.
Because it costs them more money for you to take it. So you don't have to have any of that. So even if you're only bringing home 60%, you're still way over what you were making before.
Yep.
You're minimally at 16 to 17 bucks an hour.
Yeah.
Why not? That was the conversation we had, because I'm not really worried about how work's going a day in. You haven't done anything yet.
Right.
And you're not technically working with me, so I'm not showing you anything. I don't need to know what you remembered. It doesn't matter to me.
Right.
I need to know what you remembered from the 50 conversations we had about money.
Yep. Let's say having her on a podcast. And,
Yeah. And she's smart enough to go, yeah, that makes sense to me. And if she throws 10% in, I'm happy.
So, me too.
Because that's 13% she's saving for retirement.
At that young age.
That's huge. Who's doing that at 21? Okay, you. Who else?
Nobody else that I knew.
Nobody else that I knew.
I was just talking about this because I used to get bonuses, right? And my friends would get $1,800, $1,900 bonuses, and mine would be $1,200. And they're like, why so different? You work just as much as me. Yeah, but I invest 25% into here, and I also take money out and put it into my betterment, and I invest over here, and oh, okay. Nice man. Oh, that's right. We talked about that. Let's say it's just at the point of whatever you can do for yourself at a young age, you're gonna just thank yourself later.
You make life easier. Again, looking at my daughter, she had all that money saved. Now, does she want to spend all that money in these bills? No, she doesn't. She doesn't want to sit there and go, yeah, I spent $8,000 more than I needed to.
Yep.
Because I didn't get to work for 9 months.
Yep.
But she had the money to do it. And there's still money there if I need it. And she's got $10,000 in her savings that, she's not touching. I can transfer that over right now if I need to. That'll buy her another 8-10 months.
See, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And she'll be working again at some point.
all right, everybody, we have to wrap this up. Time's telling us we have to.
Beers, what'd you think?
Oh, the
Really sad I
white
didn't get to
chocolate
drink
blonde from
those.
Grand Armory. That was a great beer. Again, taste on the back comes off really strong, smooth, and it had like a very crisp flavor. Shorts Brewing Double Soft Parade. Gosh, this is fantastic. Double the strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. And just full of flavor. And no, thank you again for everybody listening. we appreciate it. We love the feedback. We love the conversations.
If you have ideas for shows, please set us up
Yeah,
because we're always looking for great ideas.
let's say. And sorry we got long-winded on some things. I know we have a million things we could talk about and touch on.
Sorry, it's been a while since we've done a show, but I tried to die.
Yeah, let's say. If I haven't said it, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We're looking forward to the coming episodes. We've said it before. We'll say it again. We're gonna try to get back on the once a week at least and get some episodes out there.
Get a couple in the can, maybe.
Let's hope.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next week.